Hello. Right here, this is chapter 8 of the Steins visual novel. Please get comfy, grab a can of Dr. Pepper, and let's begin. My head spins. I feel faint. Slowly, the world reasserts itself. I've teleported to the lab development room. Kurisu is standing next to me. Reading Steiner is telling me that the world line has changed. Additionally, the injuries the viral attackers inflicted on my body have vanished. So has the pain. Kurisu is standing in the center of the room, looking around. The tears that were in her eyes just a moment ago are gone.
今日まあ、フェイリスの携帯知らないかにゃ。
Just a moment ago, Kurisu was fighting to hold back her tears. But that Kurisu is no more. In her place is the usual cute, cheerful Kurisu with an impish smile on her face. I look at the phone in my hand. It's not my phone, but one with several cute, girly cat doll phone straps attached.
携帯ならここに。
Kurisu walks up to me with a teasing smile on her face. She pokes at my fingers with her index finger.
今日まあ、この中のあれを見たのかにゃ。
Kurisu gently takes her phone from my hand.
もしも見たのなら忘れてほしいにゃ。あれはこの中に封じ込めておかないとダメなのにゃ。でないと奴らが目覚めてしまうのにゃ。で今日まあ、今のはツッコミどころだにゃ。あれってなんだよっていつもの京馬なら顔を真っ赤にして反応してくるはずにゃ。
すまない。
Before we sent the email, Kurisu said she didn't want to forget. And I lied that she would surely remember.
今日の京馬はやっぱり変にゃ。いつもなら遠慮なんかせずに偉そうなことばっかり言ってる。
I embrace Kurisu suddenly, pulling her to me as tightly as I can.
すまない。
Kurisu remembers nothing. Nothing about her victory at the Rhinet tournament. Nothing about her escape from the viral attackers. Nothing about her father riding up in his limousine to save her. Nothing about how we talked alone in her bedroom. Nothing. She remembers nothing. Everything that happened on that world line was undone. What happens to that world line, I don't know. Maybe, like Suzuha said, it still exists as another possible world line. Or maybe it ceased to exist the moment I sent the email. You'd have to be a god to observe each and every world line, so it's pointless to worry about it. But one thing is clear. I can never return to that world line again. Kurisu can never see her father again.
今日まあ、大胆なのにゃ。隣の部屋にいるマユシンにバレちゃうよ。にゃ。
すまない。
The only thing I can do is apologize. But Kurisu seems to have reading Steiner, like she was able to remember things from other world lines. So, hopefully. On this world line, Mairi invited Kurisu to come hang out at the lab. Apparently, she came to see a costume Mairi had made. Kurisu has work after this, so she soon leaves the lab. After seeing Kurisu off, I head towards Yanabayashi Shrine. On the way, I stop at Chuodori and take a look around.
復活している。
The Moe stores exist again. And I think I see, like, Don Quixote with the penguin at the top. Anime, Tora no Ana, Madarake, Gamers, Lamtara, Melon Books, Asobit City. They've all returned to the streets of Akiba, as all things should. There's a gigantic anime-themed banner hanging from the soft mat building. Maids walk the street. Maids walk the street, handing out leaflets. Cosplaying girls advertise in storefronts. Oh. Oh my goodness. So Kurisu saw the hug with Beidesu and is jealous. Sorry, Kurisu. But the return of this familiar scenery brings no relief to my heart. There is only pain, for everything I see confirms that Beidesu has lost her father. But I can't stop here. I shake my head and hurry to the shrine. On the way, I notice that the satellite is missing from Radikon's rooftop. Of course it is. Suzuha is gone. The thought brings a new pang of grief to my heart. Before this is over, how much more pain will I shoulder? I pass beneath the archway and enter the silent courtyard. I walk up to the main building and jab the intercom. After a few presses, I get a reply.
Hi, どちら様? Okabe-san.
Lukako comes out. Girly as always, because Lukako is a girl.
Lukako, お前の父上に聞いてくれ。IBN5100 という古いパソコンがここに奉納されているはずなんだ。
え、あ、古いパソコン?
I think Lukako went pale when I mentioned the computer. She lowers her face immediately, so I can't be certain.
お父さん、呼んできます。
Lukako hurries inside. It looks like she knows something. Lukako's dad soon appears.
これは法王院君。いつも娘がお世話になっております。
I rush the greeting and get down to business.
この神社に10年ほど前に古いパソコンが奉納されたはずなんですが、ご存知ですか？
古いパソコン？確かにそんな記憶がありますね。
本当ですか？
Yes. Finally, I've returned to the world line with the IBM 5100.
ぜひ見せてもらいたいのですが。
いいですよ。ちょっと待っていてください。
Luca's dad heads inside the sanctuary in the back. Lukako has been silent this whole time. She keeps touching her hair and looking around nervously. Something is definitely wrong with her.
俺が怖いか、ルカコ。
え？
気持ちはわかる。
I just made things more awkward. We're going to apologize properly? I didn't have to say it like that.
Okabeさんが怖いだなんて、そんなことないです。あのことはすごく恥 しかったですけど。
悪かった。
はい。
ところで、お前も IBN5100 のことは知っているのか？
いえ。
Lukako shakes her head in an unnatural way.
知らないです。
だが、以前電話した時、知っているような素振りを見せなかったか？
そんなことは。
Lukako is looking more and more uncomfortable. Maybe I'm pushing her too hard. I should back off. I did a terrible thing to this girl. So it might be best if I stop treating her as my disciple. Good decision. I need to treat her like a lady from now on. Absolutely. But how exactly do I treat a lady anyway? Oh dear. Oh. Oh dear. But how exactly do I treat her like a lady anyway? Be kind, be thoughtful, be polite. I treat everyone the same, pretty much.
マユリの作ったコスは結局着ないのか？
はい。
恥ずかしいから？
はい。
Why is this girl so lacking in confidence? I guess she can't help it if it's in her nature. But didn't she say her reason for becoming a girl was to gain confidence in the first place? And yet she's a girl now, but she still seems the same inside.
おかしいな。
Luca's dad returns. His timing is good. My conversation with Lukako wasn't going anywhere.
見つかりましたか？
I try asking just in case, but he looks confused. Obviously, something unexpected has happened.
それが見つからないんですよ。
見つからないとは？
確かに古いパソコンを受け取った記憶はあるのですが、倉庫のどこにもないのです。
The IBN 5100 isn't here? I press my hands to my temples and stifle a groan. The world line is still twisted. The IBN 5100 is like a mirage floating in front of me. I can see it but never reach it.
確認させてください。ここへ PC を奉納していったのは秋葉ルミホさんで間違いありませんか？
おや、なぜそれを？もしかして知り合いですか？
ええ、友達です。
ルミホちゃんはとても立派な女性になられましたな。彼女がまだ小学生の時でしたよ。執事の黒木さんと一緒にこの神社を訪ねてきてくれましてね。しかしパソコンはなぜ消えたのでしょう。誰かに盗まれたかと思いましたが、他のものは手つかずでしたし、宝物殿の鍵は壊されてもいなかったですし。
This contradicts Lukako's statement. Lukako said she didn't know anything about the IBN 5100.
ルカは何か知らないかな。確かここ最近は毎年年末の大掃除の日に宝物殿の掃除をしているだろう。
Once again, Lukako hangs her head, almost shaking with fear. Her hands are trembling.
ルカコ、どうなんだ？
I try asking again, but she doesn't raise her head.
何も知りません。
The look on her face betrays her. Lukako is not good at lying. Lukako is lying. But why? Remember, she shouldn't even know about the IBN 5100. Why does she know? Because the world line changed. There's no other answer. Her D-mail must be the cause. In Fades' case, I didn't know what her D-mail was about. But in Lukako's case, I already know what it is. I want to be a girl. The D-mail must have had an influence beyond Lukako's sex. The butterfly effect. It somehow changed the location of the IBN 5100. It was like that with Suzuha and with Feidisu. I can't help but think that the universe is keeping the IBN 5100 away from me. But does Lukako remember the IBN 5100 because Lukako remembers previous world lines? Or did Lukako give away the IBN 5100 to someone else? At any rate, when Lukako sent her D-mail, Reading Steiner activated, meaning the D-mail changed the world line. If the IBN 5100 won't return to me on this world line, then my next step is to cancel Lukako's D-mail. In other words, I need to turn Lukako back into a guy. Suddenly, I feel dizzy. It's not heat stroke, and it's not Reading Steiner. How am I going to explain this to Lukako herself? Just the other day, when I called Lukako a guy, she cried. Then Kurisu and Mayuri ganged up on me. Can I get Lukako to go back to being a guy without stirring up trouble? This is going to be tough. Maybe I should consult someone about this. At first, I considered consulting Kurisu, but I don't think I should talk to a girl this time. Let's think a little. Interesting choice. I visit Tenoji's house. The divergence meter is here. I need to know what it says. Canceling Fades' D-mail appears to have raised the value by about 0.05%. Little by little, I'm approaching the goal of 1% divergence. The number gives me courage. I was hoping it would be a little higher. Afterwards, Tenoji recounts his memories of Hashira Suzu, just as he did on a previous world line. I stay until he's finished. It's past 6 p.m. when I get back to the lab. That was cute. There are two girls in the lab, Mayuri and Kurisu.
最後の「ん」は何の真似だ？
おかえりとおかりんって似てるでしょ。だからくっつけたら一粒で二度おいしいんだよ。
美味しくはないだろう。
対おかりん専用挨拶ってことでいいんじゃないかな。
だるわ。
多分メイクインじゃないかな。
メイクイン。
So that's back to...
フェイリスの言っていたバイトってメイクインのことか。マユリは？マユリもそこでバイトしているよな。
もちろんだよ。どうして今さらそんな当たり前のことを聞くの？変なおかりんだね。マユシーは明日からのコミマに備えてお休みをもらっているのです。
The timeline has been corrected, it seems, at least in part. I should stop by May Queen when I have time. I'll visit sometime when Mairi and Ferisu are working. I didn't realize it until it was gone, but I think I really like that maid cafe. Kurisu's reading a Western book. It's the same book as always. It's pretty hefty, so it must take a long time to read. I walked past her and entered the development room. There sits the time leap machine. Today is Saturday, the 14th of August. The first time Mairi died, it happened on Friday the 13th. After Suzuha's sacrifice, change the world line. Mighty died on the 14th instead. Her death was delayed 24 hours exactly. If that pattern continues, her death on this world line should occur tomorrow on the 15th. Just to be safe, I should buy a few days with the time leap machine. I'll need time to solve the Lukako problem. I should time leap right away. Just before entering the lab, I peeked into the Vtuber workshop. The 42-inch CRT was on, so there's no problem there. Still.
Okabe? 何よ、なんで一人で勝手に実験を?
By the time Kurisu starts talking, the discharge phenomenon has already started. An unpleasant sound pierces my ears. My vision ripples, my flesh and soul momentarily feel separated. I grab my right wrist, I close my eyes, take deep breaths, and wait for my pulse to return to normal. I took 2 time leaps, traveling a total of 57 hours into the past. The worst is over. All that's left is a headache. I need to cancel Lukako's email on this world line. I sit down in a pipe chair and try to come up with a plan. Nothing. I think I need to tell Lukako about Mairi, that she keeps dying, and that he has to undo all these emails. Just be honest. I've been searching for a way to tell Lukako the truth, but every mental simulation I run ends with her in tears. I suppose that's to be expected. Damn, it looks like I have no choice but to ask Kurisu. She's a girl, so she should understand how Lukako feels. I call Kurisu out to the bench in front of the Vtuber workshop. We're alone.
ずいぶん深刻そうね。
実は今、難問に直面している。かなりデリケートな問題だ。
デリケート？およそあんたとは正反対のベクトル上にある言葉だな。
というわけで、助手のことを見込んで相談したい。女子だけに。
誰馬？そもそも女子だけにってどういう意味？
I give her the rundown, including how many times I've time leaped and what happened with Suzuha and Kurisu. How many times have I explained this to her now? This time, she believes me more readily than I expected. The only thing she doesn't believe is the story about Lukako.
漆原さんが実は男ねえ、さっぱり想像がつかない。
だが事実だ。事実だった。
つまり、ちょっと待って。
She wrinkles her brow in thought.
彼女が実は橋田みたいな外見だったとか、そういうこと？
Crap, I got a mental image there for a second. Judging by her expression, so did Kurisu.
これはひどい。
We grimace.
絶対ありえない。あんな可愛らしい子が男だったなんて、私は認めない。
待て待て、突っ走るな。俺は一言もルカ子の見た目がいかにも男だったとは言っていない。むしろ見た目はあのままだったのだ。男だった時から中性的というか女性ホルモン分泌過多としか思えなかった。
As a result, I didn't even notice when Lukako became a girl at first. I made a fatal mistake.
見た目はあのまま。
Lisa's gaze wanders for a bit.
なら許す。
What?
で、あんたは彼女に男に戻ってほしいと。
Not necessarily. We need to go back to the original world line. Which means undoing the D-mail, so...
そうでなければマユリは助からない。
マユリの命と漆原さんの性別か。どっちも突拍子がなさすぎてさっぱり実感が湧かないけど、あんたの中で解は出てるわけね。
無論だ。ルカ子には男に戻ってもらう。
ある意味で残酷な仕打ちかも。
そこでなるべく傷つけないようにするにはどうしようとこうして相談している。
I mean, it's gonna hurt Lukako regardless. And I think if Lukako has to pay that price, Lukako deserves to know the full story of everything that's going on. Or at least with the Mighty situation. I take a mouthful of Dr. Pete in vain to attempt to quiet my frustration.
自分のこれまでの迂闊な行動を呪いたい気分だ。D メールをいろんな人間に使わせるべきではなかった。
This is my punishment. I must shoulder the pain of everyone who used the D-mail. Suzuha, Kurisu, and now Lukako.
これまでのことを悔やんでても何も始まらない。あんたの相談に対する私の回答は一つよ。
Christina sighs, blowing her bangs.
漆原さんには何も言わない。
どういうことだ。
話を聞く限りだと漆原さんについてはあんたにアドバンテージがある。つまり過去に送った D メールの内容を知っているっていうアドバンテージがね。だからわざわざ彼女、あ、いや、彼、元彼わざわざ漆原さんに事情を告げなくても D メールを取り消すための D メールは用意できる。
I think that's actually good advice.
ルカ子を装って18年前のルカ子の母親へとメールを送れということか。
どうせ世界線が変わればその事実は全てなかったことになる。この際倫理とかデリカシーとかは無視しても問題にはならない。
And justifies means a philosophy worthy of a scientist.
だが問題が一つある。俺はルカ子の母親のポケベル番号を知らない。
はあ？あんたバカじゃないの？なんでメモっとかないわけ？
その時はこんなことになるとは思わなかったのだ。
Kurisu clicks her tongue. She rubs her brow with her fingers while muttering and thinking.
お母さんのポケベル番号単刀直入に聞き出せば？理由は適当に考えて。
警戒される気がする。
何ビビってんのよ。いつもの無駄に尊大な岡部らしくないな。
Vain and arrogant? That was uncalled for. No, it's pretty accurate too. I don't have time to be hoeing Kyoma now.
そんなの口から出まかせで何とかするのよ。それにほら、彼女って騙されやすそうな性格だし。
Kurisu.
って言ってて自己嫌悪になりそう。私ってひどい女だ。
Kurisu hangs her head.
だが単刀直入にありのままを話すべきなのかもしれん。下手に小細工を浪するより真実を告げる方がまだ誠意がある。いいように。
マッドサイエンティストが誠意とか笑っちゃうわね。洗脳してやる、ふわっはっはっはとか言い出した方が似合ってる。
I'm being serious, damn it.
俺はルカ子の痛みも背負う。そうしなければならないのだ。 最終的に D メールを取り消した時、ルカ子が女だったことはなかったことになる。故に俺が背負わなければならない。
だったら私に相談する必要なんてない。今すぐ彼女のところに行って私にしたように説明すればいい。
そうだな。
That's my only choice. As always, there are only a few worshippers at the shrine. I guess that's how it keeps its dignified silence, even though it's less than a 10-minute walk from Akihabara Station.
Okabe さん。
Lukako is sweeping the courtyard.
すみません。さみだれは部屋に置きっぱなしで。
いや、そのことはいい。
そうですか？
Well, crap. Now that we're face to face, I can't bring myself to tell her the truth.
どうかしましたか？
その
You gotta do it. I recall Lukako's crying face. She looked very sad when I called her a guy. If possible, I don't want to make her cry again. So choose your words carefully, and I would start with time leaping, mighty dying again and again, and that you're undoing all the emails you've sent. No, why am I acting so weak? I can't stop here. I swore I would do anything to save my Edith. And when Lukako said he wanted to be a girl, he probably... If I explain everything properly, I doubt she'll refuse to become a guy again. I think because Lukako's a good friend of my Edith.
ルカ子よ。
I grab her by the shoulders and pull her close. Lukako's cheeks instantly turn bright red.
落ち着いて聞いてくれ。実はお前は男だったのだ。
Oh dear. No reaction. Or so I thought, and tears start welling up in Lukako's eyes.
またそんなこと言うんですか？
Oh no. Damn, I made her cry again. But this time, I don't back down.
聞くんだ。お前が男に戻ってくれなければ、マユリの命がないんだ。
Explain everything. About time travel. About the D-mail Lukako sent. About Maidi's fate. About how to avoid it. I talk and talk without pausing for breath. Finally, I'm done.
冗談ですよね。
Her voice is trembling.
そんなの全然信じられないですよ。いつもの京馬さんの設定ですよね。そうなんですよね。
She backs away from me, shaking her head.
でもひどい。そんな設定は僕困りますし、まゆりちゃんも悲しむと思いますから。
いきなりこんなこと言われて困惑するのもわかる。だが全て真実だ。俺はお前にはこんな勝手なお願いをしてすまないと思っている。だが頼む、 マユリを助けるために男に戻ってほしい。
冗談だって言ってくださいよ、岡部さん。男、僕が男の子だなんて、そんなのそんなの嫌です。僕は生まれた時から女の子だったのに、そんなのひどいです。しかもそれをよりによってどうして岡部さんから伝えられなきゃいけないんですか？恥ずかしい。こんなの甘いんです。
Lukako covers her face with both hands to snuff out her sobs.
恥じることなどあるものか。むしろ俺にとってはお前が女である方が違和感がある。
Lukako jerks like someone poked her with a cattle prod. Her crying has stopped. What did I do?
そんなに
なんて言った？
She lowers her hands and looks at me. Then she smiles a soft, sorrowful smile.
岡部さんは僕のことをそんな風に思ってたんですね。
Then Lukako shakes off my hands and runs away.
ルカコ、待て！
She doesn't stop even when I call her. She disappears into the shrine office. It turned out just as my mental simulations predicted. I sigh and leave the shrine dejected. I need to come up with a plan. When I get back to the lab, I take Kurisu out to the bench and explain what happened. Kurisu listens with an annoyed expression the whole time. When I finish, she glares at me and says,
フラグが立ったな。
お前は何を言っているんだ？
わかんないの？どう見てもフラグ立ったでしょ？あ、いや、すでに立ってたと言うべきかも。
フラグとは死亡フラグのことか？
死んでどうする？恋愛フラグよ。
I mean, all of the girls seem like they're in love with Okabe. Romance flag?
漆原さんはあんたに気がある。
Kurisu thrusts her finger at me.
大好きな法王院京馬からお前は男だったと言われて、彼女の純真な乙女心はズタズタ。率直に真実を話すって作戦は結果的に大失敗だったことになる。
She sure is calm when it's my neck on the line.
恋愛となると厄介よ。あれには方程式が存在しない。人の感情は計算できない。あまりに未知数だわ。
She shakes her head like she can't imagine anything worse. Has this girl never been in love? Oh, Okabe, you are so dense.
正面から攻めるのはダメだった。きっと本人を説得するハードルは飛躍的に高くなった。今度は別の解放を考えるべきよ。彼女のお母さんに直接話を聞きに行くとか。彼女を泣かせた男としてあんたはすでに漆原家に認識されているはずだから、家族のガードも固くなってるかもしれないけど。
Lukako likes me? I don't want to believe it. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, but...
ちなみにルカ子はいつから恋愛フラグビンビンだったと思う？
From the very beginning when we met Lukako, it was clear that Lukako had feelings for Okabe.
知らんがな。
だってよく考えてみろ。あいつは1週間ほど前まで男だったんだぞ。その時点から好きだったのだとしたら。
You were also very attracted to Lukako as well. Uh-oh.
それは岡部の主観でのロジックでしょ。漆原さんなり私なりの主観からすれば、彼女は最初から女の子だった。だから別に違和感なんてこれっぽっちもない。今いるこの世界線を基準に考えなさい。
Right. It makes perfect sense. Still.
それより私が不安なのは、漆原さんの性別を男に戻すことで本当に IBN5100 は戻ってくるのかっていうこと。
前の世界線とは変化があった。ルカ子の父親の話では IBN5100 は少なくとも以前は柳林神社に存在していたということだ。鈴葉がフェイリスの父親に託し、彼の死後にフェイリスが柳林神社に奉納した。その流れは俺が IBN5100 を手に入れた世界線と同じなのだ。
段階的に元の世界線に近づいてきてるっていうことか。思ったんだけど、世界線ってそう簡単に変化するものじゃない気がする。
なぜそう思う？
だって世界には60億以上の人間がいるのよ。その中の誰か一人の性別が男から女に変わったところで世界線が大きく変わるなんて不自然。
鈴葉が言っていたが、タイムリープによって本来と異なる行動をとった場合、ダイバージェンスは変わるとしても 0.00001% だと言っていた。だがフェイリスの D メールを否定したときは 0.05% の変動があった。
0.05% でも十分大きい。天音さんはこのことについてなんて
？2010年はアトラクタフィールドが大きく分岐する年であり、その鍵は俺と IBN5100 が握っていると。
IBN5100 と岡部の距離がダイバージェンスの数値を決定するのかな。つまりあんたを含めた全ての人間の D メールがバタフライエフェクトによって IBN5100 のありかに影響を与えた。
D メールの中には俺のリーディングシュタイナーが発動しないものもあった。
逆に言えばリーディングシュタイナーが発動した D メールだけを取り消していけば IBN5100 はあんたの手元に戻ってくるのかも。
The remaining demos were sent by Lukako and...
桐生萌香か。
I don't want to see that woman again if I can help it. In any case, I should focus on Lukako right now.
でルカ子の件はどうすればいい？
恋愛フラグが立ってるわけよね。
Kurisu ponders this for a while. Then she blushes for some reason and turns away.
ねえ、 ちなみに岡部って好きな人いるの？
So cute.
お
何よそのまま。
別にいない。
For a second, Mighty's face floated through my mind. But I feel more of a need to protect her rather than a romantic love for her.
そっか、いないのか。
なぜ聞く？
いや、なんとなくよ。特に意味はないんだからな。
なぜ怒る？あと顔が赤くなってないか？
なってない。そうだ、あんた漆原さんと付き合っちゃいなさいよ。
マジで？
どうせ好きな人いないんでしょ。だったら彼女の思いに応えてあげればいいのよ。このバカ。
What did I do to deserve this name calling? You are being a dummy.
マイルが死ぬのは2日後だ。のんびり恋愛ごっこをしている暇はない。
Suddenly, Kurisu's expression turns grave.
これは最後の選択肢として考えておいてほしいんだけど、やろうと思えば漆原さんの人格を否定して脅してでも番号を聞き出すこともできる。
Let's not do that.
どうせ世界線改変後はそのことを彼女も忘れてるはず。そう考えれば最後の手段として検証する余地ありだと思う。真由里が死ぬことに比べたらまだマシってレベルだけどね。私今すごく最低なこと言ってるな。
いや、あらゆる手段を講じるのは必要なことだ。
I don't think we need to consider every option.
だがそれはできればやりたくない。
I'm not saying this for myself. From my perspective, when the world line changes, everything until that point becomes undone. But what about from Lukako's perspective? What if this world line continues after I leave it behind? Yeah, let's not resort to violence. That possibility exists. Suzuha said it's not the case, but there's no way to be sure. And since I can't confirm or deny that possibility, I don't want to use Kurisu's last resort. Instead of resorting to violence, if Okabe writes down everything in a letter to Lukako in a calm, compassionate manner, that will get across better to Lukako, because Okabe always messes up when he talks to Lukako. Besides, I have the time leap machine. As long as I have it, I can repeat the days before Mighty's death forever. We have done that, and that is not a good route to go down. Of course, there's still the danger of a time leap failure. In any case, first thing I should do is have an honest talk with the girl in question. I hear the tweeting of small birds outside the window. It's nice and cool early in the morning, even though it's the middle of summer. Too bad the cicadas are already chirping. I love that sound though. But I just hear birds. The sunlight's not too strong yet. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. I was up all night thinking about Lukako.
オカリン、あ、いた。
Mighty enters the room and looks at me with a disapproving pout. She didn't say doo-doo-doo. It's rare to see her in such a bad mood.
早いな。 まだ8時だぞ。
オカリンに怒りに来たんだよ。
She gives me a glare that's more cute than frightening. She's never been very good at getting angry.
あのね、マユシーはオカリンにがっかりなのです。
Mighty puffs out her cheeks and thrusts a finger at me.
何の話だ？
しらばっくれてもダメだもん。オカリンってば、ルカちゃんを泣かせたでしょ。
You tell him, Mighty.
なぜそれを？
ルカちゃんに相談されたんだよ。男だったって言われたって。
Those two are close friends. I should have known Lukako would go to Mighty first.
オカリン、なんでそんなひどいこと言ったの？
マユリには関係ないことだ。これは対機関に関わる重大な機密事項であり。
関係なくないよ。ルカちゃんはマユシーのお友達だもん。話してくれないならね、マユシーはオカリンと絶交だよ。もうラボメンもやめちゃうんだからね。
Mighty being super serious here. This is the first time I've ever seen Mighty so angry. I'm not sure how to deal with this, honestly.
ねえねえ、どうしてあんなひどいこと言ったの？
Mighty is such a sweetheart. I did it to save you. But I can't say that. I don't have it in me to tell this innocent girl that she's fated to die in just 2 days. Come to think of it, was it a mistake to tell Lukako about Mighty's murder? I did make sure to tell Lukako not to breathe a word of it.
何か悩みがあるんだよね。
She's sharp, even though she never seems to be thinking anything.
わかるよ。だってね、マユシーは毎日オカリンのこと見てるもん。それにね、昨日も外でクリスちゃんとずーっと話し込んでたでしょ。悩みがあるならマユシーも聞くよ。マユシーにも話してほしいな。ね、それでね、ルカちゃんに謝りに行こう。仲直りしに行こう。マユシーも一緒に行くから。オカリン？
やれやれだな、マユリよ。この俺が悩みだと。バカも休み休み言え。この俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、法王院京馬だぞ。この俺に悩みなどない。
I know it's a coping mechanism, but Mighty's being genuine here.
あるのはただ混沌への渇望と野心のみだ。
オカリン。
I can't tell Mighty. I can't. Maybe you can tell her there's like a big disaster that's gonna wipe out all of Akihabara? Even if Mighty hates me for it. Lukako says, Okabe-san, I have something important to talk to you about. Please come to the shrine when you can. I'll be waiting. Please. Something important? What? I told her everything yesterday, including about Mighty's death. Perhaps, after sleeping on it, she finally decided to believe my story.
よし。
I get up from the sofa.
どこ行くの？マユシーの話はね、まだ終わってないよ。
これからルカ子のところに行ってくる。
本当？謝りに行くの？だったらマユシーも。
いや、お前について来られるといろいろ面倒になる。
I put my hand on Mayudi's shoulder.
だから留守番を頼む。
Mayudi's shoulders droop. She looks sad for some reason, but she lets me go. When I reach the shrine, I find Lukako standing alone in the courtyard. She's dressed in regular clothes instead of her Miko garb. She still hasn't noticed me. Lukako stands still in the silent courtyard. The only movement comes from the trees swaying in the summer breeze. It's like a scene from a movie. I stop and watch in fascination. Finally, Lukako turns around. Our eyes meet. I awkwardly clear my throat and walk towards her. Lukako bows her head.
来てくれたんですね。ありがとうございます。
We stare at each other in silence. Crap. This is awkward. I can't stand the silence, so I try to start the conversation.
マユリに何を話した？
すみません。でもこんなことまゆりちゃんにしか相談できなくて。
どこまで話したのかという意味だ。
ほとんどは内緒にしました。まゆりちゃんが死んじゃうっていうこととかも。
That's a relief.
まだ冗談だと思っているのか？
Lukako shakes her head. She believes me?
大事な話というのはにゃんだしょうかにゃ。
I'm trying to be gentle, but for some reason I wind up talking like Vedesu. I don't know how to deal with Lukako now that she's a girl. I mean, you could treat Lukako how you've always treated Lukako. Actually, treat Lukako a little nicer than you always do. Lukako takes a deep breath as if to prepare herself. Her face is turning red for some reason. She opens her mouth to speak, then closes it again. This continues for several cycles. What's wrong with her? She likes you, dummy. Her tension is getting to me. My heart starts pounding like an alarm bell.
僕は
お
お願いが。
うん。
岡部さんが昨日言ったこと。
おう。
信じます。
そうか。
So she's willing to go back to being a guy, even though I hurt her feelings. If anything, Lukako loves Mayuri, and I think would do anything to help her. For her to believe me in spite of that makes me pretty happy. But something strange about Lukako. She still looks wound up pretty tight. In fact, it's gotten worse. Now she looks like she's on the verge of tears.
それで男に戻る代わりに。
In exchange, she wants something in return. And that's fine. I wasn't expecting this.
今日と明日まゆりちゃんが危ないことになる前まででいいですから。
What? What? What is she talking about? My throat goes dry. I'm so tense and I don't know why.
だからねなってください。
ん？よく聞こえなかったんだが、もう一度頼む。
Lukako's voice is even softer than ever. So soft that I couldn't hear her from here. No good, I still can't hear her.
はっきりと言ってほしい。俺にできることなら何でもするから。
コーヒー
なんだって？
恋人になってください。
Oh, sweetie. What? Boyfriend. Boyfriend. It takes me a while to process the word. Meanwhile, Lukako starts squirming and fidgeting. She refuses to look me in the eye. Lukako was so brave. My heart is pounding. What's going on? What did she say to me? Boyfriend. 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 She wants me to be her boyfriend until tomorrow? What?
なぜだ？
You're a dummy. Without thinking, ask the worst possible question. Lukako curls up even smaller. Her voice is as small as the buzzing of a mosquito, but it has all the courage she could muster. She is being so brave. I feel my heart tighten at those words. Silence. More silence. You gotta say something. Tell her yes, we're gonna be her boyfriend. Wait just a second. This is too sudden. It's really not. I mean, maybe it's not sudden exactly. I've known about Lukako's feelings since yesterday, when Kurisu told me about the romance flag. But still, I didn't think it would come to this. My mind goes blank. I can't think straight. Lukako hangs her head, waiting for my answer. She looks so cute and innocent. I feel myself drawn to... No. No. Why not? That's wrong. That's just wrong. I am not attracted to Lukako, because we are trying to go for the true ending. But Okabe, you've always been attracted to Lukako.
考えさせてくれ。2分。いや、5分だけ時間をくれ。
And Lukako's adorable. And she's putting her heart out on the line like this. And we do owe her. I turn and flee like a scared rabbit. I'm so embarrassed, I can't look back. I can't believe him. You can't leave a girl hanging like that. 10 minutes later, I get back to the lab. Maedie's eating a red bean bun.
オカリ、どうだった？
Not great.
ち ちゃんとルカちゃんに謝ってきたかな。
Lukako.
そうだな。ジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンをレンジでチンして D メールはつまり ABC と、
およ、
すなわち電子レンジはバラ十字団の思想を受け継ぐ騎士たちの錬金術が生み出したものであり、チンとなる音こそが洗脳装置で、実はチンとなる意味など全くなく、
Okabe is broken.
ああ、オカリンが壊れちゃった。
I mutter incoherently as I set up the time leap machine.
何してるの？
少しばかり戦略的撤退を図る。
戦略？
How far do I go? As far as I can. Yeah, that's it. Far, far away from here. I jump all the way back to August 11th, limit of the time leap machine's range. This dummy. I can't believe this. This dummy was not able to handle a confession, so he used the time leap machine to go back in time. Lukako, you can do better.
気が散るからこっち見んな。何度言わせんのよ。
She's still working on the time leap machine upgrade. I know I shouldn't interrupt her, but there's nobody else I can rely on.
お前を天才脳科学者と見込んで話がある。
And Kurisu also likes you. So you shouldn't ask someone that likes you advice for what you should do about other people liking you.
手短に
柳林神社まで一緒に来てほしい。
理由を言って。デートとか言うつもりなら断る。
この俺がデートなどという軟弱なものをするわけがないだろう。ましてやその相手が女子とか冗談もほどほどにしてくれ。
She's glaring like she's gonna kill me. Let's leave the jokes aside for now.
つまり男の脳と女の脳の違いについてだ。
わけわからん。
I briefly explained my situation and what happened to Lukako before I leaped. How many times have I explained this to Kurisu now?
あ、岡部さんと牧瀬さん、今日はお参りですか
Not exactly.
ご本。実は漆原さんに話があるの。
This is the strategy I thought of. Its name is Operation Christina. Lukako reacts differently to me. I already know she'll have a breakdown if I tell her she's a guy. But she's not too familiar with Kurisu, and they're both girls, so it should be easier if Kurisu tells her. That's why I persuaded Kurisu to handle it. So I wait behind Kurisu and watch silently.
何でしょうか。
Lukako is shy. He was distant with me when we first met. And I can see that she's made a small wall between herself and Kurisu now too. On the other hand, Kurisu is very calm, truly reliable. Kurisu puts on a gentle smile and begins her explanation.
男性と女性で脳の働きって全然違うって知ってた？
はい。
男性は右脳が活発、女性は左脳が活発なの。 ちなみに右脳は画像処理とか空間処理、あとは総合的な判断力なんかに使われる。左脳を使うのは言語、あと計算とかかな。そうそう、右脳と左脳をつなぐ脳梁っていうのがあるんだけど、女性の場合はこれが発達してたりする。ほら、よく言うでしょ、女性は2つ以上のことを同時にできるって。それは脳梁が発達してるからだっていう説もあるわね。
What the hell is she talking about? Is this Kurisu panicking?
まあこれはどっちかっていうととんでも科学に近い俗説であって、それほど信憑性が高いわけでもないんだけど、ちょっとだけ試してみてもいいかな。何をですか？あなたの脳が女性としてのパターンを示しているのか、男性としてのパターンを示しているのか、マッピングしてみたいの。マッピングって何ですか
Dear. Lukako's clearly frightened.
脳波マッピング。あなたの脳波をサンプルとして取らせてもらうだけ。とにかく調べればわかるってね。嫌です。ほんと大丈夫だから、私が保証するから。ほらほら。
お前はどこの変態親父か。
I lightly chop Kurisu on the head.
何よではない。何のためにここに来たのだ。ルカ子を怯えさせてどうする。
私はただ彼女に貴重な被験者として。
帰れ、この実験大好きっ子が。
ああ、そう。せっかく協力してあげたのにそういう扱いなわけだったら言われた通りに帰る。あとはあんた一人で頑張りなさい。
Kurisu leaves the shrine with squared shoulders, muttering darkly to herself. She was trying very hard.
岡部さん、牧瀬さんは何の話を。
つまりだな、
Do I have to explain it myself after all? Yes, you picked Kurisu out, so it's all you.
お前は本当は男なんだ。
He's done this so many times and he messes up every single time. The result is the same, of course. I hear the tweeting of small birds outside the window. It's morning now. It's nice and cool in the morning, even though it's the middle of summer. Too bad the cicadas are already chirping. The sun's not too strong yet. This is the second time I've woken up like this, though the date was different the first time. In any case, my mental state is exactly the same as back then. Through the front door, I hear someone stomping up the stairs. I jump up, thinking it's Moika, but then I realize who it is. Mairi?
オカリン、あ、いた。
Mairi enters and greets me with a disapproving pout. Originally, Mairi was supposed to stay over at the lab, but last night she got a call from someone and left in a hurry. She probably went to see Lukako.
あのね、マユシーはオカリンにがっかりなのです。
Mairi puffs out her cheeks and thrusts a finger at me. Of course. I sigh in frustration. Before I time leaped, this happened on the 14th. Today's the 12th. Since I explained the situation to Lukako early, it looks like Mairi's protest came early too.
オカリンってば、ルカちゃんを泣かせたでしょ。ル ルカちゃんに相談されたんだよ。男だったって言われたって。オカリ、なんでそんなひどいこと言ったの？
これから会いに行ってくるから案ずるな。
そうなの？よかった。オカリンが謝らないって言い出したらね、マユシーはオカリンと絶交するつもりだったんだ。
Oh, maybe. Lady's a good friend. That mail should come any minute now. It actually came. If I go to Yanabayashi Shrine now, Lukako will confess her love and ask me to be her boyfriend.
恋人になってください。
Aww. But this time, I thought ahead.
Christina! Christina!
I start yelling at the development room and begin to hear the sounds of someone moving inside.
クリスちゃん、寝てるの？徹夜なんだから起こさない方がいいよ。
I know, but I have to do this. Well, you didn't really want her help, the way she helped. So I don't know what to tell you.
クリスティーナ！起きてきてくれ！
うるさいな。
Kurisu comes out of the development room with sleepy eyes.
クリスちゃん、トゥットゥルー。
Last night, she fell asleep at the desk. The sleeves of her clothes left a mark on her cheek. Her hair is frayed. Her eyes are red. She rubs those red eyes.
なんなの？
これから柳林神社に行く。お前もついてきてくれ。
Mm-mm.
オペレーションクリスティーナ2だ。
15日までまゆりちゃんが危ないことになる。だからになってください。本当にください。恋恋人になってください。
Same as before. Only this time, I have to be her boyfriend for 4 days instead of just 2. I guess you could say it's a bold proposal. Fortunately, I came prepared. It's time to set Operation Christina 2 into motion. Just give Lukako a clear response, you know? Last time, things got complicated when I added that experiment-loving girl into the conversation. This time, I had her watch things from the shadows near the staircase.
すまん。ちょっとだけ待ってくれ。
I turn my back to Lukako and call Kurisu.
よう、リア充。
お前人の気も知らずに何がリア充だ。今のルカ子の話聞いていたか？
今北産業。
聞いてなかったのか？
この遠さじゃ聞こえるわけない。
Lukako has a very quiet voice.
告白15日まで。そしたら男に戻る。
把握。でも何をいちいち私に相談することがあるわけ？漆原さんの願いを叶えてあげればいい。
だけど相手はルカ子だぞ。
どこが不満なの？あんなに可愛いのに。
Yeah, Okabe's really lucky. All these cute girls.
しかし音
元は男だったなんてのもあんたの妄想かもしれないし、私から見れば彼女は最初から彼女だった。観念しなさいって。じゃあね。
あ、
She hung up.
あいつ何のために連れてきたと。
What a useless assistant. No, she's not. And she's also being nice here because she also has feelings for Okabe, but she's like, just go on dates with Lukako. I stuff my phone into my pocket and head back to Lukako.
今の電話の相手ってマキセさんですか？
Yes.
あ、ああ。
そうですか。
Oh dear, oh dear.
なんだか今の岡部さんとても楽しそうにお話ししてましたね。
どこがだ。
Is this pressure? Is she applying psychological pressure?
それで
Lukako fidgets restlessly.
さっきのお返事を。
Please be my boyfriend. A 4-day trial relationship. Will those 4 days feel long or short? I mean, sure, Lukako is cute. She's very slender and delicate, especially around the waist, and her skin is as white as alabaster. Even when Lukako was a guy, I occasionally found myself mesmerized by his girlish demeanor. Biologically, the current Lukako is a girl, so even if we... I mean... Technically, as long as everything is consensual, everyone can do what they want. But still... I'm on a mission to change a Lukako back into a guy. I need to accomplish that mission to save Mairi. If I go out with the girl Lukako and fall in love with her, then will I be able to treat the guy Lukako like I used to? If I forget he's the guy and lose my self-control, it could result in complications. I mean, I think the bigger problem would be is if he falls in love with Lukako, and then when they go back in time, Lukako not remembering that. I think that would be the hardest part. Going out with the current Lukako isn't the problem. I mean, I still have my reservations, but cuteness is justice, right? The real source of my hesitation is the thought of what happens afterwards. The problem isn't Lukako, but my own heart. Besides, I'm supposed to be saving Mairi, not going out on dates. But on the other hand, Lukako's cooperation is essential to save Mairi. I won't get anywhere if I reject Lukako and make her cry. For the sake of my own goal, I must overcome the problems of my heart. I'll do it. I'll take Lukako's deal. But if we're going to do this, I tell myself, there's one rule that you must follow. You must not fall in love with Lukako. Even if it means trampling on her heart, you must not fall in love. Fall in love and you could end up walking the forbidden path. Okabe, you can like all versions of Lukako. That's okay. But let's be careful of Lukako's heart here. And don't you forget it. Just don't forget.
いいだろう。お前と付き合おう。15日の夕方までだが。
Tears immediately fall from Lukako's eyes.
なぜ泣く？
嬉しくて。
Oh.
てっきり嫌だって言われるかと。
Oh, Lukako.
よかった。よかった。
Her face is red and her eyes are wet with tears, yet she's really happy. Seeing her like this, all shy and embarrassed but happy at the same time, makes me feel... She's too cute. I mustn't fall in love, but I'm about to. Why does every single one of her actions have to be so cute? She must be doing it on purpose. There's no other way. Lukako's cuteness is a terror of the universe.
岡部さん。
なんだ。
Lukako wipes her tears away.
その明日で。
I mean, obviously, she's asking for a date. What does she mean by date?
デートに連れてってください。
Lukako.
なんだと？
A date? True, when a couple goes somewhere together, that's called a date. Yeah.
行くのは問題ないが、どこへ行く？
Doesn't look like she's got a place in mind.
岡部さんの行きたいところに行きたいです。
Ooh, where should we go?
つまり岡部さんが好きな場所を知りたいから。
But they also have to be romantic. We can't just go to the lab. So, in other words, she wants me to decide for her. It's really unfair to be so cute. People will forgive you for anything you say. I scratch my head in thought.
じゃあ、プランは明日までに考えておく。
For now, I just want to get out of the sickeningly sweet atmosphere that's brewing. We arrange to meet tomorrow morning, then I quickly leave the shrine behind. I breathe a sigh of relief at the sparsity of pedestrians on Manseibashi Bridge.
それで
Kurisu is walking behind me. She was completely useless. I mean, Okabe, you didn't do a good job setting her up for success here at all.
結局付き合うことになったの？まあ漆原さんのリアクション見てたらなんとなく予想はつくけど。
But it is difficult with like a friend group dynamic if you start going out with one person, but I mean, Mayuri obviously likes Okabe, and Kurisu obviously likes Okabe, and Feirisu obviously likes Okabe. Oh dear. But they're all really nice girls.
お前、見ていたのか？
So they would be nice to Lukako.
岡部が見てろと言ったんだろ？
Oh yeah. I was expecting her to give me advice. Guess I should have known better.
明日、デートだそうだ。
Kurisu makes a small nasal sound. She hasn't been making eye contact. Because she likes you too.
狂気のマッドサイエンティストさんって女子高生とデートしたりするのね。ちっとも狂気じゃないの。
I forgot Lukako was in high school. I mean, Lukako is in high school, 17 like Mayuri, and Okabe's 18. I mean, that's 1 year before, but when you put it that way, that sounds really bad. Damn you, Kurisu. Must you always be so cynical? Let's just ignore her and get to the lab. But just as I quicken my pace, she grabs my shoulder and pulls me back. I almost fall down backwards.
何をする？
ごめん。ちょっとイライラしてて言い方がきつくなった。
Kurisu doesn't tell me what she's irritated about. Instead, she starts rubbing her temples.
あんたはマユリを助けるためにこの選択をしたのよね。私も考え方を切り替える。で、明日デートするにしてもプランはあるの？
Date plans. I told Lukako I'd come up with something by tomorrow. So far, I've made no progress. I can't help but feel uneasy about the whole thing, even though I'm doing it to save Mayuri.
どうなのよ。
This calls for Hoin Kyoma. Hoin Kyoma's not gonna come up with a good date idea.
助手よ。お前に一言言っておく。アイザック・ニュートンと同じく IQ170 に生まれついたこの俺、ホーイン・キョーマーは狂気のマッドサイエンティストである。
それで？
当然、マッドサイエンティストである以上、興味があるのは女よりも研究であり、世界を陰で操る支配構造の破壊、混沌の創造であり、
どう見ても童貞です。本当にありが。今のは聞かなかったことにして。
おのれ、この女子風情がよくもズケズケと真実をついてくれたな。許さない、絶対にだ。
ごめん。
大体そういうお前はどうなのだ。俺に講義を垂れるほどにデート経験は豊富なのか。
Oh dear. I don't miss Christina's grimace.
それ見ろ。お前だって勉強や研究に明け暮れてそういった経験はゼロなのだろう。遠いアメリカの地で寂しい青春時代を送ってきたのだろう。
うるさい。バージンで悪いか。
Oh dear. And there is nothing wrong with it. You don't let anyone pressure you into doing anything that you are not comfortable with. Mm-hmm.
秋葉の中心でバージンと叫ぶ18歳天才少女か。
I wouldn't be surprised to see it plastered across the blogosphere. Thankfully, it's early morning, but there are still a few pedestrians grinning at Kurisu.
場所を変えるわよ。
Kurisu starts to hurry away.